Before we jump into today's Verts episode, just want to give you guys a round of applause. We hit 10,000 subscribers last night. Awesome support you guys have shown me on this channel. And if you want to continue to support me, if you haven't subscribed yet and want daily and free NFL and college football content, hit that subscribe button. The train doesn't stop. We are shooting for 11,000 subs. Okay, my name is Harrison Graham. Want to dive into the latest on Trey Hendrickson, a new report out there, Joe Burrow coming to his defense. Plus, at the end of the video, I want to talk about this Olympic flag football situation that just passed, so stay tuned for that. But report coming in from Mike Florio that the Bengals are offering Trey Hendrickson $28 million per year on an extension. This comes directly from ProFootballTalk. Hendrickson is due to make $16 million this year. The Bengals, we've heard, have offered roughly $28 million per year. Whatever the amount, and as importantly, the structure, he wants more. Now, look, to Florio's point, the structure, who knows, whatever the amount. If it's less than $30 million per year, that's pretty disrespectful. Now, if they've offered him a 4-year deal with most of it guaranteed, it's like, okay, $428 per year, that's $112 million, 85 guaranteed. The guarantees are really what the player cares about. But the player, along with the agent, they want that headline of, I've topped this guy, or I've reset the market. He's not going to reset the market. He's not getting Myles Garrett money. But this guy has been one of the most productive pass rushers in 3 of the last 4 years. He led the NFL in sacks last year. He was third 2 seasons ago. In 2021, when the Bengals got to the Super Bowl, he was top 5 in sacks. This guy has been a productive, consistent workhorse. He's gotten better against the run. I thought last year was his best season as a run defender. And when I say disrespectful, this is what I mean. To me, Trey Hendrickson and Danielle Hunter are very similar. Both are 30 years old. Both are premium pass rushers. Both are average run defenders. Maybe Hunter is a tick better against the run, but I would say Hendrickson is a little better as a pass rusher, which I personally value more. We could debate, is he better than Maxx, Crosby, Nick Bosa? I would say he's been better than Bosa the last couple of years. I would say Crosby's had more injury concerns the last couple of years. But when you see that Danielle Hunter number of getting that extension of 35.6, I just think there's pretty clear-cut evidence, considering they're the same age, of, yeah, he could command $35 million per year. Now, there is context. Hunter got a 1-year extension through the 2026 season. So the Bengals could be saying, okay, we'll give you 36, but it's only going to be a 1-year extension. On a multi-year deal, we're not going to give you that much. But 28 is still kind of a joke, right? Like, if you told me, hey, we'll give you 3 for 100, 33 and change with 80 guaranteed, I'd respect the Bengals' offer a little bit more, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like they're offering 28, maybe up to $30 million per year, which I just don't see how you could justify that based on the market, based on what he's produced, and given that he's still only 30 years old. Now, Joe Burrow, who's been very vocal over really the last 12 months, let's get T. Higgins paid, let's get Jamar Chase paid, let's get Trey Hendrickson paid. Obviously, his 2 receivers got taken care of earlier this offseason, but once again, Burrow, asked about this, has to play good cop for his teammate in Trey Hendrickson. This was earlier today at Bengals OTAs. He says, you guys know how I feel about Trey. He's a great player. I love Trey as a guy. He goes out and plays well every Sunday. Very productive. He's a guy who deserves to get paid and get paid what he wants and what the market is. We'll see what happens with that. I hope he's with us. I think the key there is what the market is. We'd all love to get paid what we want, which is infinity, but I think it's perfectly reasonable and fair if you're Trey Hendrickson's agent to say, hey, we want mid-30s per year. Now, if you're giving us longer security, 3-4 years, we'll come down to low mid-30s, 33, like I said, 3 or 4 year extension, a lot of guarantees, but I just don't expect the Bengals to do that. They're historically pretty cheap. They reset the receiver, really non-quarterback market with Jamar Chase. They paid T. Higgins. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The Bengals' mistake was not tagging and trading T. Higgins last year. They tagged him and kept him. They should have traded him. I think teams were out there that would have given him a first, maybe a second-round pick. And then this offseason comes around, and I think they would have considered tagging him and trading him again, which they did tag him initially. But by that point, Higgins and Chase became a tandem. They came together and said, it's either both of us or none of us. And what are the Bengals going to do? Not keep Jamar Chase? So they had to keep both, but the mistake was 12 months ago. They could have moved on from Higgins, gotten good value for him, drafted his replacement, paid Trey Hendrickson, and then you wouldn't be in this spot. But now you're ultimately probably going to have to trade Trey Hendrickson because they're not going to have 4 players eat up the majority of their cap. And then you've got this going on top of all of it. Remember rookie minicamp, Shamar Stewart not participating due to contract language? It's one thing at rookie minicamp. Well, now as you get into phase 2 of the offseason workouts, OTAs are coming around the corner. As of now, he's not going to participate due to disagreements amidst the contract language. Now, the only thing players and agents can fight for on rookie deals, because they're slotted, is the signing bonuses and when you get those. And look, agents are pushing for larger signing bonuses because any financial expert will tell you $1 today is worth more than $1 a year from now. You want to be able to invest as much money early on as possible. So I get it to an extent, but like this one I'll actually defend the Bengals on a little bit. It's like, dude, you can sign an injury waiver. All rookies do that. They participate. Like, I'd say less than 40% of rookies have signed their rookie contract so far, and that Shamar Stewart's not even on the field. And oh, by the way, he's a developmental project. Like, the Bengals just got a lot going on right now. To me, these are legitimate concerns because you're coming off a year, and when you fell short, disappointing season, didn't make the playoffs, just wasted a phenomenal season from Joe Burrow, in which if they just made the playoffs, he probably would have won MVP. Now you got this stuff going on. Trey Hendrickson, frustrated, calling it personal with the franchise and with Zach Taylor because Taylor texted him and said, if you're not at mandatory minicamp, we're going to start fining you. You've got this Shamar Stewart situation where your first-round pick who needs NFL coaching, who needs reps in NFL development, yep, I'm not going to participate. You got to figure this stuff out. So ultimately, I think this is how this ends up ending. I think that nothing's going to happen between now and training camp. I think he'll skip OTAs, talking about Trey Hendrickson. I do not expect him to report to mandatory minicamp, and if he does, it'll be a hold-in. He will not be practicing. And then ultimately, training camp will get here. He will not show up, and I think the Bengals will trade him because I don't think they're going to pay top dollar. Now, Hendrickson kept that door open. He said, look, yeah, it's personal, but it was personal between Myles Garrett and the Browns, and they figured it out. So there's certainly a chance, but just historically how the Bengals operate, I do not expect them to all of a sudden, yeah, we'll give you 35 on a 3-year extension. I don't think that's going to end up being the case. So predict it for us. Where will Trey Hendrickson play in 2025? There's been some Packers buzz recently. I've thrown out Washington a few times. They still need that dominant pass rusher coming off the edge. Chicago's an interesting team if they just want to make that final all-in move this offseason where they've been pretty aggressive. We'll see, but a lot of teams will be interested. You can bet on that. Okay, before we get out of here, just wanted to get some thoughts out on this flag football thing. NFL owners just 30 minutes ago or so voted to pass 32-0 that players can play. NFL players can play in the Olympics starting in 2028 when flag football becomes an Olympic sport. Now, I just saw a quote from Justin Jefferson. He was like, I have no idea if I'll do it. 3 years from now, I don't know where my body will be at that point, the injury risk, all of that. I'll have to consider all those factors. But it's pretty interesting to think about, right? Couple things. One, we actually have a flag football player in the office. He's kind of retired now, but he's pretty adamant that these are two different sports. This is not just you show up without practicing and you're just going to dominate. Now, we obviously have the best athletes out there. You think about guys like Tyreek Hill, I mean, in a flag football game. Now, maybe he's a bad example. 3 years from now, he could be cooked. But you guys know what I mean. You think about quarterback. Let's get Lamar Jackson out there with his running ability. Let's get Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and some of these guys. So it's fun to think about. You would think we would dominate, but it's going to be fascinating. And I'll say this. If NFL players are going to play, and it sounds like they're going to, you better not lose. I mean, that would be pretty damn embarrassing if a flag football team littered with NFL players where professional football globally is not really much of a thing at all. We lose to, like, I don't know, Germany in flag football, Italy. I don't even know which international flag teams are good. I'll have to get with my guy Marshall Green. But, yeah, that's going to be something to follow in the next couple of years to see how they ramp players up for it. Because I don't think it's just like, it's June of 2028. Let's put the team together. Like, there's going to have to be some kind of build up toward that. So definitely interested to see how that goes. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of For Verts. We will continue to monitor the Trey Hendrickson situation and bring you guys updates as they come in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys soon.